The strange night visitor. It was exactly to 13 a.m. when someone knocked on Daniel's front door. 3 slow knocks. Knock. 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 He froze. No one ever visited the isolated farmhouse at that hour. The storm outside had already cut off electricity, and his phone had lost all signal. Peeking through the curtain, he saw only the silhouette of a tall figure standing perfectly still beneath the pouring rain. When Daniel finally gathered enough courage to open the door, he found an elderly man wearing a soaked black coat and holding an old leather suitcase. His piercing gray eyes never blinked. "My car broke down," the stranger said calmly. "May I stay until sunrise?" Something about the man's voice made Daniel uncomfortable, but refusing someone during a violent storm felt impossible. He invited him inside. The stranger never smiled. He never removed his coat, and he never touched the food Daniel offered. Instead, he quietly stared at the family photographs hanging on the wall. Finally, he pointed at one. "Your father," he whispered. "He saved my life 30 years ago." Daniel frowned. His father had died when he was just 10 years old. The stranger began telling stories no outsider could possibly know. Details about Daniel's childhood, secret fishing trips, even the hidden treehouse behind the hill that no longer existed. Every word was true. As midnight slowly turned toward dawn, strange things began happening. The old grandfather clock, broken for over 20 years, suddenly started ticking. A radio with no batteries crackled to life. Footsteps echoed upstairs even though Daniel lived alone.
It's begun.
Then the lights flickered back on for a single second. In that brief flash, Daniel saw something terrifying. The stranger had no reflection in the mirror behind him. Heart pounding, Daniel quietly searched the old suitcase while the visitor stared into the fireplace. Inside was only one object, a faded newspaper dated 30 years earlier. The headline read, "Local hero dies saving traveler during mountain storm." The hero's name was Daniel's father. Below the article was a photograph. Standing beside his father was the very same old man sitting in his living room. Not older, not younger, exactly the same. Daniel looked up in horror. The stranger slowly stood. "I made him a promise," he said softly. "I told him that one day I would repay the kindness he showed me." At that exact moment, a deafening crack echoed outside. A massive tree crashed through the roof right onto the chair where Daniel had been sitting moments earlier. If the stranger hadn't asked him to move closer to the fireplace minutes before, Daniel would have been killed instantly. As the dust settled, Daniel turned to thank the mysterious visitor, but the chair was empty. The front door stood wide open. Only wet footprints led into the darkness before disappearing completely. Weeks later, workers repairing the damaged roof discovered a small metal box hidden in the attic. Inside were old letters written by Daniel's father.